I'm a cyclist and I live in the Pennines, and welcome to my channel. And today we've had another cracking bike ride. It's been a cold one, it's been around -1 all day, lots of ice on the road, frost everywhere, and we've done over 3,000 feet of climbing on a 50-mile ride. And we've been all over the place, very local. And we ended up cycling to the cafe we passed last week. And if ever you're passing these parts, that is a good cafe. The drop-off cafe in Edenfield. Anyway, here's the video and I hope you enjoy it. And this is one of them clips where I'm off the back again, but I think I'll be able to catch him up today.
And here we are now, just on the climb of Whitworth Road, and the gap was bridged because Lee just held back and he got me back up there. But at one stage in the process we were hitting 500 watts as we put some power through to bridge the gap. The guys ahead were riding at 13-14 miles per hour and we were hitting 20 to 24 miles per hour. So having taken that last shot, this clip here gives you a really good insight as to how much work I've personally got to put in to get back up with the guys. And I've put in a big sprint there. So here I am now, just getting onto the back. I will recover, but I'm always thinking about the next shot. Where do I get it from? What do I do? Look at the ice there on the road as well. There's so many factors built in just to tell the story of our ride.
We are now 12 miles into the ride and we're on the outskirts of Rottenstall again, from a different direction this time. Bakeup's over there and Whitworth is behind me. And as you can see on the roads today, we've got to be really careful. We've got a lot of ice, a lot of frost on the ground. We've got to pay attention to where these shadows, where the sun never actually thaws the ground out and takes away that layer.
So here we are now on the A681 heading towards Waterfoot and Rottenstall. We've just come down the A6066. But on this section here I've got a lot of ground to make up. Keep an eye on my hands with the handlebars. The car on the left there, I'm not sure if he's going to pull out, so I'll cover the brakes momentarily. I'm now bridging the gap between the car ahead. I've got a car on the right. I'm just mindful, so now I'm covering the brakes. I can see Lee just ahead, which means he's waiting there to pull me back into the pack. There's Lee, he's looking over his shoulder. He's now going to help me draft back. But we've got a mini roundabout ahead. These cars in front are going to go right, so I give Lee the hands down just to be careful of what's happening here. And there's the guys just ahead. We've almost bridged the gap again. This is like interval training. It's really hard work but great fun. So this section now is called Bockholt Way. We're 15 miles into the ride and we've got to keep single file along the road here. It can be quite busy and it's a bypass around the town of Rottenstall. And at the end of this section it leads to what I would describe as a wacky races roundabout, where you've got to really pedal across several lanes to get in the right lane. As you can see there, you've got lanes going to the left, the right and the centre.
Okay, we're on the road to Haslingden. It's an old back road. The guys are coming up the hill now. We're at Ski Rosendale, now called The Hill. What a fantastic location this is. Centre of excellence for skiing and snowboarding. So there's the guys up there. Let's get on the bike, go and catch them up again. Right, the guys are now going to come down this cobble section. We've got to be careful. It could be slippy, it's wet, it could be greasy. We're now in a lovely part of Lancashire. This is Holcomb. Getting blinded by the sunlight at the moment. We're just doing like a mid-level route now across Holcomb Moor, and the roads have been well gritted. We have got frost and ice though on the curbside, and we're now 21 miles into the ride. Can you see the frost on the road here? Be really careful.
Not a problem.
That's what we're facing. We're just cycling through Holcomb Village at 24 miles an hour. On the left, we're going to be going past a very well-known hill climb called the Rake. And for all those of you who watched the Tour of Britain, the Rake came up there and then headed in this direction. We've got Ramsbottom down there on the left.
So here we are now on the Holcomb Road, and we're at about 830 feet above sea level. And we're going to hit one of the descents of the day here, where we can drop down 500 feet to the valley below. And we can hit some good speeds. It's not a bad little descent this, but you've got to be careful because of the lines on the road, and obviously because of the conditions.
37 miles an hour. Miles an hour. 40 miles an hour. Brakes, brakes, brakes. Whoa! Do you want to go that way then to Rami that way? Well, this bit of road hasn't been gritted. You have to be careful on here. But we're near where a massive flood made the news here. We're near Somerset, and it washed away a pub. Is it where it was here? Yeah. Well, the sun might block this out, but on that bridge there is where the pub was. It got completely washed out down the river. That looks like proper ice. Right, we've now done 30 miles to get to Edenfield, and we're going to go to the drop-off cafe. Yeah. Yeah. Hey up.
So here we are in the cafe, just having a nice refreshing top up, some bacon butties, bit of coffee, bit of tea and lots of bike talk. But then it was time to hit the road again, and this time of year it can be quite difficult because it's very cold out there and you've been in a nice warm cafe. So here we are in the bunch making our way back home, and look at that nice cadence there from Carl. He's got a very good rhythm going there. If you look at Steve's cadence on the right with the purple jumper, he's pushing a slightly bigger gear.
We're 37 miles into the ride and we're on a climb. The pace is perfect. 12 miles an hour. I can talk, I'm not out of breath. That's the way it should be. Sorry. A small gap opened up there. 50 metres. So I'll bring Carl back. So just a gentle pacing back. We've got a slight headwind here, but every pedal stroke we're getting nearer to the bunch.
Anyway, here we are now, just coming back up to the main field. And that brings the ride pretty much to an end. But here's some mapping that I do use, and it's from the Garmin base camp. It gives you 3D Ordnance Survey mapping at 1 to 50,000 level, and it is absolutely fantastic for looking at your rides and planning rides. And here we have the generic mapping that I tend to use for these videos, where you get the contours, the profile and the general data. So that turned out to be another cracking ride, but here's a few more clips that never quite made it to the first part of the video.
How are them new winter boots coming on?
Spider-Man boots.
Your Spider-Man boots?
Yeah. My feet are freezing. But other than that, yeah, there's shit on. Cut. Say that, though.
Yeah, you can say that. Well, the road's closed. We're going to have to go back round. Was it Storm Desmond that caused that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think it was Storm Desmond.
Yes, I think that train that went past was the 10 to 10 going from Ramsbottom to Burnley, but it is running 2 minutes late because of the ice.
Mike, have you got it in your book?
Let me just put it down.
Yes. I can talk, I'm not out of breath. That's the way it should be. Sorry. But in winter, it's all about getting out. You don't need to be full gas. That's Mike. I'm a cyclist and welcome to my channel.